Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, MP Jess Phillips answering committee's question. I had to bleep dangerous words, so apologies for that. Let's have a look.
If a kid turns up and says that another kid in her class has made a online, or that in the worst cases I see some fella in Tennessee is making her do line for 8 Robux on Roblox, there is those same multi-agency pathways, whether it's in health, whether it's in children's social care, whether it's with the police. We are not at a level of seriousness of child sexual abuse online that we need to be. And so there's a huge amount of work that needs to be undertaken that I work very, very closely with Josh McAllister on with regards to that. But what needs to happen and what the Violence Against Women and Girls strategy commits to is that we will make it impossible, and I stress the term impossible, for children to take, receive and share images of themselves.
That would be really good.
Thank you. One of the other things that the plan involves is making the UK one of the hardest places for children to access harmful content and misogynistic influences online.
Yep.
I wonder, given the scale of the challenge that you've outlined, what further steps, what further decisive action you think may be required by this government to do that?
Okay, so I think that what is required by this government may well be legislative in lieu of the people who could do it tomorrow doing it. So the people who could do this tomorrow, it is perfectly possible for kid images, for example, to be blocked on a device. I have seen the devices, I have, it exists, the technology exists. So I don't know why a tech company wouldn't want that to be completely and utterly standard on every single phone in our country. I don't know why tech companies wouldn't seek to ensure, I do know why. It makes loads of money.
Profits rules the world.
Because my frequent refrain is, I want what counter-terrorism's got. And so, I'm not there on the money. Hope springs eternal.
Yes, she said that. Treat this like a national security threat.
I do not undertake any social media whatsoever in my life. Because it is too dangerous for me.
I gave it up when I was doing your job.
Yeah,
I haven't gone back.
I
won't go back.
Yeah, no, honestly, I just want to say for the record, my life is happier.
Good to know. Thanks for that.
The evergreen issue that there are 43 different police forces and very little power to tell them exactly what they have to do on certain things, and that's why we set up the National Centre, really specifically, because I don't think that what the West Midlands Police on terrorism, for example, does is wildly different. It almost certainly works to the exact same set of standards as Avon and Somerset Police Force might, and that is not the case in violence against women and girls.
There is always room for improvement, isn't it?
So there isn't just like one government pot for victim support where everybody gets to apply for the thing that they want for victim support out of. So the two big headlines would be the 550 million, which is from the Department of Justice, that is devolved down through police and crime commissioners, some of it really specifically on sexual violence and domestic abuse. And some of it part of the broader victim support funding. There is also I think it's 480 million, is it? Or 499 million, is it? That is from MHCLG with regard to, is it 499, yeah. Really, they could have just given the extra one, couldn't they? But the 499 million that comes from MHCLG that is really specifically to fund domestic abuse related accommodation-based services as part of Part 4 of the Domestic Abuse Act. So those are the two sort of big pots that are specifically for victim support. But obviously, so for example, the funding that even the Home Office is putting into perpetrator programmes, for example, the commissioning of that has to fund victim support services as part of it. There will be £50 million that is going in from the Department of Health specifically to build the Child House model of child sexual abuse counselling and support for child victims of sexual abuse. There are a number of other pots that exist here and there for so all the helpline, I think it's 18.6 million comes from the Home Office pot into both advocacy and helpline support for victims. So there are a number of different pots. There isn't just like we're going to give like £1 billion to victim support, although it all adds up to more than £1 billion.
Can't we ask Farage has made for a donation?
So you have to make it so that the evidential bar is a fair one. That stops the issue that you are talking about, but allows people with very little recourse to the law actually to be kept safe from terrible perpetrators of some of the worst crimes I have seen. I understand that is the absolute tension that has to be worked on, and that is what the Home Office it has been working to do. I don't think I can't say this many are fraudulent and versus this many. The vast majority are completely legitimate.
Can't we make a system harder to game rather than harder to access? And the punchline from the jest. I will see you in the next one.
Your reporting to the Home Office is on an ad hoc basis with the Mission Board. Is there any other ways you report into the Home Office?
I am the Home Office.
I know you are part of the Home Office.
I mean, not the whole of it.